I'm Jared Craig with Veterans for America First and Veterans for Trump. I'm proud to announce our endorsement of Diane Jackson, who's running for Georgia's House seat in District 42. So, Diane, thank you for coming on our podcast. I'd like to invite you to talk to your voters and explain a little bit about your background, what's motivated you to run for this seat, and share your platform. So, Diane, thank you and welcome to the show.
Well, thank you so much, Jared, for having me. I'm thrilled to be able to share my story and my journey, and we'll just get started. So I have been in marketing and communications most of my life. That was my career, both on the corporation side as well as owning my own business. I've lived in my district for 25 years, which is Smyrna, Georgia, and I had my own business here for 21 years. So I know what it's like to be in business and to be accountable for budgets and things. And it's one of the things that I find very confusing about government. I'm a first-time candidate. I am a common sense conservative and believe in following the Constitution. But I'd like to share a little story about two stories. One, how this all came about. So I had been volunteering for elections for about 5 years in Cobb County, where I live. And it was a wonderful experience. You know, first of all, loved giving back to my community, love volunteering. But I decided that I had a calling to do more. I had a calling that, you know, there's more that I can offer, especially with my communications background. So when this race came about, I signed up accidentally to be a candidate for the Georgia House of Representatives. At the time, it was a district that for 2 terms had been unopposed, and this time was expected to be unopposed as well. However, to the last day, I signed up and chose to help out. And the following morning, after the primary in May, the following morning I woke up and I had a phone call from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution as well as the local NBC station asking me what I thought about a socialist beating the Democrat on the ticket. And first of all, knowing communications, I asked what their question, if they could email me their questions and let me know their deadline. So that's how this all started. It was as a big a surprise to me as it was to anybody else running, and certainly to the entire state. So my platform, I'll tell you a little bit about my platform, but then I want to tell you about a very important speech. So I spent, many years in corporate America. I worked with the Atlanta Press Club for 15 years. I was the press operations officer for Ambassador Andrew Young during the Olympics in Atlanta. So I have a great deal of experience, and I wanted to put it to work because my common sense values and platform are security, safety for the police. My opponent, it was the lead protester at the Cop City movement that made national news for the last 2 years, and it's still happening. This is the police training facility south of Atlanta. He's a 27-year-old activist, and enough about that. So I am here to follow the Constitution, help our police officers, respect them, pay them, make sure that when they are doing their job that we are supporting them, and not just, having this circle going around in the judicial system. I am here to help attack some of the issues, or not help attack, help protect some of the issues that are going on. High inflation, go to the grocery store, go to the gas station, fill up. I mean, for the past almost 4 years, it's been absolutely out of sight. And for a lot of people, I'm a senior, for a lot of people, they're on a fixed income. How are you living? We want a normal life. We want to feel safe in our neighborhoods. We want to be able to afford to feed our families. And education. You know, we want to protect our kids. We want to make sure that our kids, A, are being taught, and B, not being brainwashed. So those are some of the platforms that I stand up for. I would like to share a story.
Sure.
So with the veterans, my father was a veteran. He was a pilot in the Army, which is unusual, and everyone's like, no, they don't really have that, but yes, they do. So unfortunately, he's not with us, but I know he's smiling down at every effort I'm making, because he was highly involved in education for all of us and making sure we all got a great education. But my very first speech after I was elected was with two other candidates at the VFW in Marietta, Georgia, just right here in my district.
It's just right in the primary, right?
This was right after the primary. This was literally a week after the primary, a week. So that was my first speech. Thank you. And you know, there were quite a few people there. It was a great turnout. And in the audience was someone from John Ossoff's office, one of the senators in Georgia. And so I'm up there giving my first campaign and telling pretty much the same story I'm telling now, and saying that a socialist was running in Georgia. And so the next 3 days later, on my opponent's website, everything that had the word socialist was scrubbed, as it should be, because that's not what we're for in the state of Georgia. The Democrats were as shocked, certainly, as I was about all of the results. So it's been quite a journey. I have met some absolutely wonderful and amazing people. Some of the things that you should know about my district: it's where the Atlanta Braves play, Truist Park, you know, a wonderful facility. And it's also where Dobbins Air Force Base is located. So that would be pretty crazy. You can learn more about me at my website. My website is Jackson4ga.com. I would love for you to help me in this campaign. I need all the support possible. We need volunteers, we need donations, we need you to get involved in whatever way you want to get involved, writing postcards, just absolutely any way that you want to get involved. This is a team effort. It takes a village. And I think with everyone's help, and certainly this wonderful endorsement, that we actually have a chance to keep our communities safe. And I look forward to running as your candidate in the general election November 5th. So thank you so much for having me.
Well, Diane, it's a pleasure to meet great American patriots who are willing to stand up and defend the America First agenda at every level, running for state offices, running for federal offices, and even running for school boards in some scenarios, and sheriff's departments. So thank you. I want every voter in District 42 to go and find out about your race, to get to the ballot boxes on November 5th, or vote in person early. If you're not in town, get an absentee ballot, but get your vote in, make your vote count, and vote for Diane Jackson.
And thank you so much.